Hey YouTube, me too back with another package and pickups video. Not a hell of a lot this week, but a few bits and a little bit of stuff I kind of want to rant about, so I figured why not rant, if no one else. But before we get into the more negative stuff, a package came through from a good friend of mine on here, Tutti UK. I'm sure you all know him, and I've chopped it up somewhat to help me get into it. So this wasn't a trade, this is actually just something, I bought off him. I was nearly going to say a trade item. So, there's two bits. I'll talk about the main item first. It's obviously well sealed. Anyone who knows Stuart, or anyone who's seen any of my other package and pickups videos where I've gotten something from him, will know that's part of the course. So, from experience, I have the scissor ready. It's just the way he does things, and it's nice to see. So a while back, actually, 3-4 weeks back, I'm not too sure, he basically put up a trades video with various stuff that he had that he wanted, he duplicates or wanted to move on for whatever reason. And there was quite a few bits, but I decided I'll be good and just go for one that I thought looked interesting enough to play. Crazy, playing a game, that's just wrong. And it is a PlayStation 3 game, Heavenly Sword. This was one of the kind of early, I suppose it was advertised as being a system, seller, look at the graphics and whatnot, nice and complete, and of course Stuart's put some bubble wrap in the box itself, and this was only a few pound. I can't remember how, he wasn't looking for very much for his stuff in general, as you'd expect, just doing fair prices. And I would have ordinarily just tried to find something like this locally, but since Game have closed down here, options have become a lot more limited. So when Stuart was, moving stuff on at a fair price, I said, I'll pick that up. It's some sort of hack and slash type adventure, and I tend to like those games, so I figured, why not? It had been kind of low down on my watch list on the PS3 for a while, so I said, I'll pick it up. Hopefully it'll be decent. And he also threw in a bit of a bonus item, and it is a Desert Strike manual. I always forgot that EA do these kind of flip manual things with different languages and different sides. Now, initially I said to him I'd be interested in the manual because he just had this random manual. But I actually thought that I had a boxed copy of the game. Because I knew I had the cartridge. I was actually going through, just before I messaged him, I happened to be moving around some games, and I came across the cart and said, alright, I don't think I have the manual, and so I'll mention it to him. And of course we were talking about postage and weight and whatnot, so I said to him, actually, you know what, let me check that it is a box copy and not a loose cart that I have of Desert Strike. Turned out it was just a cart, so I said to him, hey look, you don't have to bother with the manual if you don't want to, So, but he said it's true anyway, so now I have the cart and the manual, and I probably have an EA box, although I'm betting it's probably bet up as most of them are, so just need the insert. If anyone in the extremely unlikely position has a spare insert, let me know. I don't think that's likely. Where to put this? So I'll put these, I don't know, on the ground. It has to go. I got something there that's taking up a lot of space. So only one thing from eBay. With the way postage is gone, I've been trying to cut down a lot on my eBay packages and just trying to slow down in general. I don't really see the need to rush through my Master System set. I'm getting near the end, and there's no major hurry on it, especially with the way prices have been going. There's been a lot of crazy prices lately. People looking for things like £400 sterling for a copy of Buggy Run. That's absolutely unheard of. Championship hockey selling for nearly Smurfs 2 type of territory as well. So it's, well, when people are going to be just throwing money around like that, there's no point. Just hang back, and I generally prices will go up over time, I think, but I think there's some of those prices that are just a spike. So now, whenever. One game I did pick up, and this is very much me being a div, is Parlor Games. Now, it's one of those not that valuable, but kind of uncommon games that you see from the odd time. Looks like it's a mixture of it says events 3. Looks like it's got darts, snooker, and yeah, World Bingo. This advertises one of the family games. You know, so kind of like the casual games you see on the Wii and whatnot now. This was their, you know, Sega's attempt at wider marketing appeal games. It looked like it'll be okay. Oh, and you can play darts 301 or 501. So 2 versions of darts, I suppose. Surprised they didn't advertise that as 4 games. But what makes me a bit of a div was this is not complete. Now, the cartridge was there. I'm not that stupid that I actually bought just the box, but there was no manual. And I was nearly going to go online and say, bloody hell, there was no manual. Where's the manual with it? Complain to the seller. And I said, you know what, I should read the description again. And sure enough, the description of the item said it didn't have a manual. I don't know why I thought that meant it had a manual, because it clearly means exactly the reverse thing. So yeah, I was just being a bit slow-wished, so I still need a manual for this game now. Now, as for my accounts, probably around 27, 26 games to go, but I know I'm going to end up probably replacing this again. The lack of manual will bug me, especially given that it's, you know, this was $150, and he was being fairly fair in the postage as well, so it probably came to about £4 for it all in, which most people are charging for postage now. So that's kind of why I, you know, said, oh, okay, well, if he's looking for a little less in postage, I'll pick it up. But of course, moral of the story: read the damn description. The rest of it was fine, but unless someone's got a spare manual, and nope, Desert Strike won't do. It's not the same game. Yeah. Anyway, that's just me being silly. But a bit more rant-worthy for my final item, and this is a local pickup. Recently I've had some problems with my Rock Band guitar, and the down strum was not registering quite right, and I've heard about issues before with the Guitar Hero and the Rock Band instruments. So I went online, and sure enough there was people saying, oh, with the inside the wirings come loose, and some of the, you know, bits and bobs, you know, the various suggestions as to what the problem was. So I said, okay, I'll open it up. And when people say that these things are cheaply made, Jesus, they're not lying. There's not much in there, and the wiring and whatnot was actually fairly poorly done. At least in mine, it was one of the wires was actually sitting over one of the screw joints, so the wire itself was damaged. Now that wasn't what was causing the problem, but you could see actually where the mark where the screw had, you know, left an embedding on the wires. It's very poor. And yet then when they were brand new, they had the cheek of charging like 200 quid for the band in a box set. And people have said similar things about drums. So I looked at the strum unit and looked at various videos and whatnot for repairing it online. And I must have a later version of it, because what people did, they were often tightening it like a tension screw and whatnot. But I didn't have that screw, or at least I didn't have the mountings in the same place that they did. So there was really nothing I could tighten that way. And from looking at it, the issue seemed to be that there's these kind of sponges, and it's to soften the click when you press it. And I do appreciate that it's not clackety clackety clackety, because that would take away from the experience. But over time, from all that pressing, basically the sponge is no longer sprung back up. So on the neutral position, the strum bar wasn't actually sitting on it. In fact, when you push it all the way down, it wouldn't necessarily even touch it that much. So looking up some of the MacGyver style, you know, sorts of that, it seemed to me that you could just put something on the little strum part so that it would be a little chunkier and would push again. And I just got some masking tape, or parcel tape actually, doubled it over and stuck it onto the strum piece, and sure enough that solved the problem, which was great. But I was a little wary about that's clearly just a temporary fix, and although I can do it again and again, and I don't play it all the time, so it's not like it's going to wear it out every week or anything, but it's not a permanent thing. So I said, you know what, I should probably look to get a backup. And I went online and I went into the shops, and it turns out, I guess because of the collapse in the, you know, music band genre game thing, they're really hard to get instruments for them now. CX are probably your best bet, and they didn't have any at all. Obviously, Game are gone. Charity shops and things like that, you wouldn't get them in. Online shipping makes it just not worth it. And the only place left really was GameStop. And when I went into the GameStop and I was talking to one of the staff there, they told me that, well, GameStop no longer accepts instruments as trade-in. So if they have any in stock, that's what they have. If they don't, well then there's nothing. So I went around several of the GameStops asking basically had they got any, and only one of them had instruments for the Xbox 360, which is what I have all my kind of Rock Band stuff and my guitar stuff's on. So I was like, oh, okay, well, how much? Oh, sorry, not how much. It was they didn't actually have a guitar, because all I wanted was a guitar. I have the drums, I have the mic, and I just want a guitar. And they said, oh, well, we don't have any guitars when you have a band in a box. And I was like, oh, Jesus, how much are they probably going to look for this? And they said, well, they have the used band in a box is now down to €30. And I said, well, I suppose it's cheaper and I can get it online, and it doesn't look like I can source one anywhere else, so why not? So, where do we go? Let me see. Big, as I said, big package this time. Now I'm nearly totally bundled behind the camera. Someone said before that it was like I was building a house. And yeah, now with this here, I'm nearly completely walled in. So if I leave here, I'll just like prop my head up and it'll be just like build around and have a little window. But yeah, so this is Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, and this is just the outer box because the instruments are bloody heavy. And is it clear in the front? I don't know, probably not, but I flick it over. It's an okay condition, the box, it was nice to have the box, but yeah, it comes with the guitar, the drums, the mic and whatnot, and because that's awkward, I'm going to now throw this down to the side again. Now, as a bonus, it came with the game, what's this one? Warriors of Rock the game. I should know, I just told you the box was Warriors of Rock. Join the quest to save rock, blah 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 blah. I wouldn't have picked this up on its own, because to be honest, the music's not something that appeals to me. But as it was in it, I figured, that would be nice to have. There might be some songs, and to be fair, it was in pretty brand new condition. Like, there's not a mark on the discs or anything. Is that the right disc? It is. So, that was, not too bad at all, I thought. And, sure, for €30, why not? Just pick it up. Of course, when you buy a band in a box, and I was buying it in the city centre and having to get public transport, you got to get the damn thing freaking home. Not that easy, because they're heavy and awkward. My arms were literally aching by the time I got home. Even just walking to the train station, which was a good 20-minute walk away, was like, damn hands. But yeah, I got it home. Went to open it then, and now that I think of it, I've got to get something else. Could have done the editing, but I probably won't. Now that what I was saying was, when I opened it, the guitar was on top, so I took that out. It didn't even have a strap on, and I was like, wow. I looked in the box and the strap was still in its plastic, and thinking, that's looking pretty good. Took a while to figure out how to sync the damn thing, but got it going and it was working fine. And found the microphone then, and it was still in its baggie. So, I was thinking most of this stuff looks pretty damn new for a used thing. Ran into a bit of a damn issue. Although I hadn't wanted to get the band in the box, when I paid for it, you want it all to work. Now, I went to try out the drums, and as I was taking stuff out, I noticed two things. One, there was no bloody drumsticks. Irritating, but I have Rock Band, so I can use those drumsticks. And two, although they never mentioned anything to me about this in the shop, in fact, they just said it was all there and complete, which was clearly a lie because they didn't have drumsticks, there was this little note from GameStop. The stupid bastards. Stupid stop. Store 8029, console type 360, fault, red pad not working. Date 8/7/11 with the staff member's name. So this is the asshole staff member that never told me, or who at least signed for it and then never let everyone else know. Yeah, so I thought, damn it, this person, the reason why most of this is unopened is this person returned it because it was freaking faulty. I guess they bought it for the drums, played the drums a while, the drums then gave in, or maybe even fairly straight away, because most of it looked fairly unused. Other than the box being a little, which could have happened in GameStop. So I said, okay, I'll try it. Maybe they got it repaired or whatever. Nope, the red pad thing doesn't work. So I was like, God damn it. Here we go again, another broken bloody instrument. Oh, and just to add, I thought, as an added bonus, that these things were all going to be wireless. My current set is wired, and I said, oh, it'd be nice to have an option. So I went online. Sure enough, it's a known problem. The soldering of the wires in the drums sucks, just like GameStop. And you can basically unscrew the whole, disassemble the whole mounts, desolder the existing wires, strip them back, clean them, and reconnect them properly with a bit of, giving the wire, and you should be good to go. And I said, that's not a problem, I'll do that. Or rather, I will do that, because when I went to disassemble the bloody thing, although it uses a standard Phillips head, the shaft is so narrow and quite long, I couldn't actually get my screwdriver in. I'm going to have to get new screwdrivers to fix the damn thing. So, stupid bloody GameStop. Of course, I could go back and get my money back. They never told me. And supposedly their used things come with however a month guarantee that they'll work. Well, this didn't even work when you had it in the shop, you idiots. Oh, that annoyed me, especially after lugging the whole thing home. And there was no way I was going to lug the whole thing back. I just decided, okay, look, well, I wanted the guitar anyway, and I got a couple of other bits, and maybe I can fix that damn thing. But I shouldn't have to. You should have told me. That's the point that's angered me the most. So between that and a cock up on eBay who wasn't best pleased with these packages and whatnot, even if they weren't necessarily that expensive. So on a slightly angry note, I'll leave it there, and hopefully next week it'll be all sunshine and raindrops and lollipops in the land of Ireland, and I won't go to GameStop. That'll make it better for sure. Anyway, thanks as always for watching. I rambled on a lot more than I intended to. Click to subscribe, and if you've got any comments, feel free. It's always good to hear them. And we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.